we're gonna pour everybody's favorite, the tallow stick. This thing's cool. It's called a convectioner's funnel, and it has a little gizmo, so it lets me control the flow of the balm mixture into my tubes. Very nifty. Okay, how hot is this? Ooh, that's actually pretty hot. I'm gonna put my gloves on so I can pour this in here, because otherwise I'm gonna burn my little kitchen mitts. Let's see. Put on some gloves. Oh, these are dirty. Hold on. I'm gonna go wash my gloves off really quick. Hold on, I'll be back. Oh, I should have done this. I keep starting the dishwasher and leaving the lid open so it doesn't run. Alright. That's better. Dry my gloves off. Here we go. Now we're ready. So I have my crock pot here. It has been melting down my tallow mixture all day. Oop, shit, don't lose it. Don't lose it. Get it into the funnel. There we go. This is precious stuff here. There we go. Sweet. And now I have my little tubes here. And all I do is I get this little guy here, and you just depress the button and it fills up the tubes. Hopefully it's not too hot. We'll let that one sit for a second and see if it melts my thing. That would be bad if it melted my thing. What's the temp on this? Let's see. I would hate to fill a bunch of these up and then have them melt. Oh yeah, that's still really hot. I'm gonna have to let that cool. Let's see. Is it leaking? Yeah, it's already leaking. Damn it. Okay, we're not pouring yet. We're gonna wait for a minute. How's everybody doing tonight? Hanging? We're not gonna pour this just yet. We gotta let this cool off. That's way too hot. Yeah, it leaked in through the bottom. That's no bueno. Darn it. Darn it. I'm gonna have to open this up to drain it. Too fast. Good. What are y'all up to? Anything fun? Yeah, this was too hot still. I jumped the gun. I'm glad I didn't just pour a bunch of them. That would have been unfortunate. All right. I think it'll be fine still. It didn't actually melt the container. So we're going to let this cool for a solid 15-20 minutes. Oh, I love making the sticks. So this is the easiest way to apply face moisturizer. It is so convenient. So what I do with the sticks is once it's full and it's hardened, you just roll it up a little and you go all over your face and rub it in. It is the most convenient way to moisturize the skin. It is fantastic. Of course, I don't have one out here to demonstrate. I have one. You know, this is going to take a minute to cool. I'll take you inside and show you. Let me take these gloves off. We're going to let this sit for a few minutes because it's just going to make a mess. Here, I'll take you guys inside. Let's go. I'll show you. All right. You don't add any oil. So the oil is already melted in there. So it is a solid balm. So it has shea butter, beeswax, tallow. It has avocado oil and frankincense resin infused castor oil. I'll show you real quick what it looks like. This isn't the tallow stick. This is a calendula stick, but I'll show you how you use it. So you just take the stick. So it's like a solid, it's almost like a lotion bar, but the beeswax is super moisturizing. And you could just use it as a giant lip balm too. You can use it all over. I have a friend whose husband uses it on his head, uses it in his beard. Oh, your husband made tallow for cooking? Sweet. Did he use beef suet or did he use the fat? It's so convenient. Oh my gosh. So that's what I do for my skincare. And the beeswax is so moisturizing. It's a humectant, so it draws the moisture to the skin and locks it in. I used to have a horrible dry patch on my nose. And when I started using the tallow stick on my face, it went away. It completely cleared up. It's like the most low maintenance, easiest skincare routine. And then of course you can use it on other parts of your body and it doesn't grease you up like other lotions because you can not have to hold it, right? I still like to rub it in, but it gives a lovely shine. The castor oil is really, really nice in there. And then I also make these into like sunscreen sticks so you can do sunscreen with it. I don't sell them except for locally. I don't sell online. I do share the recipe though. I have the recipe for them in my book, so you can make your own if you want. It's really super, super simple. You just have to get the ingredients and melt them and pour them into the tube. Yeah, sorry. If you live in Colorado, you can come pick one up, but other than that, they're not for sale. It's too stressful for me. I don't like online sales. It's like people expect too many things from online sales. Oh, you're near, I'm in Colorado. So I live in Thornton. So if you want to drive up to Thornton, you can get one. Lucky ducky. So since I'm waiting for my stuff to cool down, I think I'm going to make bread instead. So let me move my tripod over here. I'm going to make some bread. Seriously, people online really suck. I made the mistake of not taking down. A couple of people on here have convinced me to let them buy one, but I don't ship to just any rando. Your girlfriend's in Longmont? Okay. Well, in that case. Okay. I'm not super far from Longmont. I need to make some bread. I've got my mixer here. Just pull this out. I need to get some water. My neighbor reached out to me day before yesterday, and was like, hey, do you want to trade some bread for some pork? I was like, oh, yes, I do. So I got to make a batch of bread to send some over to them. Let me get water. I'm getting 5.5 cups of water, making a full batch of my bread here. Was not prepared. There we go. All right, so 5.5 cups of water. This is the maximum that my mixer can handle. Other than that, it would be too full. And I'm going to put all of my sourdough starter in here. Yes, the barter system is awesome. So I only have maybe a cup of sourdough starter left in here. And I'm just going to put all of it in here. It might be closer to a half a cup, but it's been nice and warm the last couple of days, so I think that should be plenty. I scale it down a lot in the summer when it's hot. I'll go down to like a tablespoon of starter, but since it's been kind of chilly, I've been using more. Ha, neighbors are the best. Okay, so I have just a teensy bit of starter left in here. I'm going to feed this up. So I give it like a cup of water. My neighbors are awesome. They're like my gardening buddies, so I'll go over there and work in the garden with them and help them harvest stuff and just hang out. It's fun. Trade things. They came to my gardening club. I always share seeds with them. I have this like thing where for whatever reason I've been manifesting seeds the last couple of years where people are just like, oh, you have a garden? Do you want some seeds? And I'm like, sure. And it ended up last year, my neighbor across the street, she had just gotten a job at Botanical Interests Seed Company, which is like one of the biggest organic seed companies. Crazy. My kefir separates quite a bit before 24 hours. I'm making 2 cups at a time. It tastes fine. Is this normal? How many milk kefir grains do you have in there in like tablespoons? Because generally speaking, it's what you want 1 tablespoon per cup of milk. So if you have 3 tablespoons of milk in there, or of kefir grains and 2 cups of milk, it's going to ferment faster. Or if your house is really hot, it'll also ferment faster. It just depends. So like in the summer, I can reduce the amount of grains to the milk I use, and it's totally fine. All right. I like to feed my sourdough starter pretty thick. I want it to look pretty much just like the dough that I'm making, so I can use it as a timer to know when my dough is ready to shape. They call it dry feeding, where you feed it so it's basically just like another dough. I'm going to give our tallow some time to cool off out there. I was not thinking about how hot it was when I went live. Okay, I need a spatula. We'll just give this a scrape here, and my sourdough starter is fed for the next week. Now, after this is done eating for a bit, I'll leave this out for like 24-ish hours. I will pop it back in the refrigerator, and then it'll be ready to go for the next time I make bread, and I just use it cold out of the fridge. My house is 69. I have reminded some grains. Try measuring them and see what happens. Yeah, so measure them next time and see how many you have. If you have more than 2 tablespoons, take some out. Oh, you removed some grains? Yeah, check it next time. Use a measuring spoon and see where you're at, because you may just have too many. And you may decide you want to cut down to 1.5 tablespoons of grains instead of 2 tablespoons if they're fermenting really fast. Okay, my starter is fed. I'm going to set this over here to ferment. And into this, I need salt. So for each cup of water, I do a teaspoon of salt. So this is 5.5. So I'm going to do 1.5 tablespoons. Typos are funny like that. And then we need some oil and some sugar. I like to add a little sugar. So for each cup, I like to do about a tablespoon of oil. That helps to soften the bread a lot. And I'm going to do, maybe a quarter of a cup of sugar. This makes a really soft, fluffy bread. And then to this, I'm going to add about 11 cups of flour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I use the organic all-purpose flour from Costco. It's really best to stick with organic grains, especially if you're in the United States, because if it's not an organic grain in the US, it is enriched, which means they add iron and synthetic folic acid and other non-essential nutrients to that grain, which a lot of people do not tolerate well. Up to 50% of our population has the MTHFR gene mutation. And because of that, we are not able to process folic acid. So you have a synthetic vitamin just floating around in your body that you are unable to utilize, and it wreaks havoc. It literally causes anxiety, it causes headaches, it causes overactive, like, distress in your body. It, like, so bad, super, super bad. So I know for sure I have the MTHFR. So I've been avoiding things with folic acid for the last 4 years now. And I tell you, I feel so much better. My anxiety that I used to have chronically is completely gone. They put folic acid in a lot of stuff. They put it in energy drinks. They put it in vitamin waters. They put it in any synthetic, like, 1-a-day vitamin. So, like, if you're taking a Centrum or any of those type of things, they also put it in cereals. They put it in all the grains. Really, really bad. And then in all of the organic grains in the US, they also spray it with glyphosate before they harvest it. And glyphosate is an antibiotic. So people are completely ruining their gut microbiome by eating these glyphosate sprayed grains. So you might think, oh, I haven't been on an antibiotic in years. But as soon as you go to Chick-fil-A and get a breaded sandwich, you just ate antibiotics. So you're killing off your gut microbiome. Hey, Beachy girl. All right, I'm going to mix this. It's going to be loud for a second. Let's go check the temp on my tallow. I started to pour it, and it was too hot. So we need to let it cool down for a minute. Or 4 or 5. Let's see. Yeah, it's still super hot. Okay, we're not doing that right away. We're going to let that sit for a little bit. Goodness, I need to change the title on my live stream because that is not what we're doing currently. It takes so long for it to melt that I got excited. I was like, oh, yay, it's melted. But it's not ready. Pop you guys right here for a second, wash the flour off my hands. What's everybody up to today? Happy Wednesday. I've had such a productive day today. I've gotten so much done. I even changed the sheets. That is very ambitious for my house. I am not good about that, but Did it today. Clean sheets tonight. Super excited about that. It's really warm here today. What's the temp like where you guys are at? Did the warm weather go everywhere? Or is it just Colorado? It must be, Beachy Girl. I think it must be. I was on the phone with my friend, and she was helping me focus up. Oh, it's raining in California, so it's probably coming my way. Ooh, you're freeze-drying feta and tomato skin? That sounds fantastic. Ooh, I got an audio clip from a client. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Low 40s in Eastern Mass. Hey, hey. Okay, she wants to know what to do with her kefir. I'm going to have to text her back. Gotta text her back. Straining kefir now? Nice. I should probably do that. Yeah, this is not going to be cooled off for a bit. I should do my kefir too. That's probably a good idea. Hey, hey. What's up? All right, let's look at my dough real quick. It looks like I hit it on the nose. Let me scrape down these sides a little bit. Looks pretty good. We got lots of irons in the fire today. My daughter had an ultrasound. She has irregular periods right when she turned 18 years old. Perfect complexion. Looking to see if it's PCOS. Yeah, it very well could be. PCOS doesn't always affect the skin necessarily. I'm fairly certain that I had PCOS. Is she under eating? Because that's a pretty big cause. It didn't notify you when I was on. Oh, no. Yeah, flying solo. You had to figure I'd end up being on before too long. My hubby will be home probably 7:30, so I'll get off to hang out with him, but for the time being, not at all. Always a super eater. Okay. Yeah, so if she's eating in a manner that's not blood sugar balanced, so she's eating a lot of like chips by themselves or more carbs than protein, it is very, very possible that she has PCOS because that is a symptom of poor blood sugar regulation. She could try eating a much higher protein diet where she's just eating majority protein and then a little bit of fruits and vegetables and see what happens to her period. She's the one that got me eating kimchi and sea moss and all the weird stuff. Nice. Good job, sis. All right, let's get this mixing again. So what we're looking for here, yep, high protein is definitely a good place to start. So I still need a little more flour in here. We want it to clear the sides, but not the bottom. I call it a donado, where it's still attached at the ground, but cleans off the sides of the mixer. Hey, no worries, Green Eyes. Don't have to apologize to me. I'm just hanging out. That looks better. So that was more like 12 cups of flour. My recipe is just like a guide. I'm wondering if kefir would irritate her skin more since it's dairy. No, absolutely not. It would not. If anything, kefir would make her skin look fantastic. Kefir has so many nutrients in it. It is highly, highly nutrient dense, and it's an amazing source of vitamins A and K2 and D. Has lots of protein in it. It's very powerful. And the cool thing about the dairy in kefir is I don't even consider it dairy anymore because the microbes eat the lactose out of it. It eats the casein out of it, and it makes it an anti-inflammatory food. So it's not like a normal dairy product that's been pasteurized that no longer has the good stuff. That's right, we are safe. Yes, the kefir is amazing for the skin. Super, super, super powerful. I'm going to set up and do my kefir while I'm waiting for my stuff to cool down. Perfect. Okay. I got to go pour my stuff, but it was too hot. I need a little jars. I need a chopstick. And I need a sieve. And I need a thingy. All right. Yay. Yeah, Dodie's doing the thing. No, it's not tallow. It's bread. The tallow is cooling. It is currently too hot. Since I came late, I'm lost on what you're working on. Yeah, so that's for bread. I started to do the tallow, and then I found out it was too hot, so it has to sit for a bit. So we're not doing tallow for a little while still. We're going to do the bread first, and then we'll go out there and do the tallow once it cools off. It was melting my thing, so that's a bit of a problem. So we'll do that after. We'll do kefir first and do the dough first. I needed to make some bread for my neighbor because he was like, "You want some pork?" I said, "Sure." Yes, you should do the kefir thing. It's the best. Can you go over how you did the tallow? Definitely. It's pretty easy. I need to make a reel. I shared how I did it yesterday. So you just want to get ground or grind your own beef suet from a butcher. So you can get it from like a rancher or a butcher, but you ask for suet. It's spelled S-U-E-T, suet. And that is the fat from around the kidneys of the cow. And it has the best content. It's like bioidentical to the skin of people and our sebum. So it absorbs the nutrients really, really well. Yeah. Yep. So she shows how to do it. And you basically just cook it down to get the fat completely rendered. And then you strain it. And then you heat it up to make sure there's no water left in it. And then, yeah, after that, you can start mixing the ingredients. So my recipe that I make is 25% beef tallow, 25% shea butter, and then it's like 20% avocado oil that's infused with calendula. And then I have frankincense resin infused oil in there at 5%. It's castor oil. And then I do 10% of this Meadowfoam seed oil, which is amazing. Yeah, you can oftentimes get it from a butcher. You have to ask. It's usually like small butcher shops that have it. They may not have it at the grocery store. So you'll have to find like an actual butcher. And it's probably won't be rendered. It'll just be like chunky white stuff, and you'll go home and like chop it up and cook it down. Yeah, I buy the ingredients on Amazon mostly. Perfect. Yeah, ask them, be like, hey, do you guys have any beef suet? That's for my tallow stick. You could make it into just like put it in a jar. It doesn't have to be in a stick if you wanted to. But yeah, I do percentages because you're making 1 jar, I'm making 25. So that way you can scale the recipe higher and lower. There's a really nice website where you can go to convert recipes to different sizes, but you could also just do it on like ChatGPT. If you go on ChatGPT and say, can you make me a recipe for a 4-ounce balm that has 25% this, 25% that, and just like list it out, it'll convert the recipe for you. I'll send you the recipe. I can just send you the recipe. Or I'll post it on my stories or something with the percentages so you guys can convert it. It's very, very easy. It's easier than repeating it. But it's shea butter, tallow, calendula infused avocado oil, frankincense infused, frankincense resin infused castor oil, and meadowfoam seed oil, and beeswax. Almost forgot beeswax. Beeswax is a big one. All right. It's kefir time. It's kefir time. It makes me want to drink it. I had so much kefir today. I drink a lot of kefir today. I had a quart of kefir. Yeah, I'll share it. I can share it. I drank a quart of kefir. And then I forced my husband to drink some kefir before he left for work because he's like, I feel a little under the weather. And I was like, you need kefir. So I gave him a cup of kefir. He's like, this is terrible. I'm like, I don't care. Drink it. So he had some, and then I finished the rest of the container of kefir that his came out of because I wanted it. And then I finished off like both of my kids' cups of kefir that they didn't finish. The dog's barking at. Hold on 1 second. What are you barking at? Quit. Quit barking at the neighbors. That's rude. That's rude. Hey, you don't start either, miss. Rude. Noisy dogs. Does the kefir help you sleep? It definitely can if you don't have issues with histamine. How can I get my kefir to taste more tart? You let it sit longer. The longer you let it sit, the more tart it will taste. I've been drinking more and more and more. I have some, and then I'm like, that was good. I need more. Yes, I feel that. He was like, this is terrible. I'm like, I don't care. You need sit. You feel like you're getting sick? Guess what will build you a new immune system? Kefir. Guess what microbes will put away the bad microbes? Kefir. Guess what's packed with nutrients? Kefir. It's kefir. It's good stuff. Man, I have a big old stash of grains. Somebody needs to come by. I add the baobab powder after it's fermented. So in the morning is when I add it, right before I drink it. Oh, yeah. Fermenting with the lemon and orange rind is delicious. I agree. It adds such a nice flavor to it. I came up with a trick. I don't know if you've done this yet, but I think it's a nifty idea. So when I got an orange, I washed the orange and I just peeled off nice little slivers all the way, took the whole peel off of it, and I froze them in a plastic bag. So when I was ready to make more kefir, I just pulled out 1 or 2 of those frozen peels and popped them into the kefir. So then I had all of the peels ready, and I didn't waste any. When would I add Prebio Plus? I don't usually use Prebio in my kefir, but you could add it at the same time. Just mix it in when you add in the baobab. That would work. If you put it in during the fermentation process, it might make your kefir over ferment faster, potentially. I have heard that if your kefir gets kind of runny, if it's like over fermented and it's the whey separated from the curds and it feels like it's runny, you can add in the prebio and then put it in the fridge. Yeah, baobab, just like the tree from Africa. Exactly. The fruit from that tree is very delicious, and it is full of fiber and vitamin C. It's a wonderful prebiotic, and I add that to my kefir in the morning. It's delicious. It makes it taste vaguely mango-y. It's really good. Really, really good. All right, just keep on stirring. I think it's going to take quite a while for my tallow to cool down. You don't want to add it to the tubes when it's too hot because it will melt the tube and leak. So I have to let it get almost completely cooled off before I can add it. Will it be okay added to the second ferment? Probably. It's worth a shot. I mean, it's not going to like hurt them. It just might over ferment faster, potentially. Or it might make it take longer to ferment. You're just going to have to play with it and see what happens. It's another way to feed the kefir. So say you have like a whole jar of kefir, like the whole jar is kefir, and you're just adding in like an orange peel to it. You could add some prebio to that to basically give some more food to the kefir grains to make it last longer. Dawn says she's making her apples tonight. Whoop, whoop. They're so good. I need to do another batch. I'm due. I ran out yesterday. I need to do that too. It's on my list of things. But I've been rocking and rolling today. I got a lot of household chores done that I've been slacking on, so being kid-free has been very, very helpful for me today. Got a lot of stuff done. My friends told me that I can take their freeze dryer that they bought and never set up. Goobers. Still so weird. It's not showing your live to me. That is weird. I don't know why it does that. I feel like it holds it back for some reason. Well, you even have notifications turned on, don't you? That's super annoying. Why do you hate me, Instagram? Yay! All right. I'm going to finish straining this. We're going to check on my dough, and then we'll go out there and check on the temperature of the tallow. I was hoping to utilize the nice light, but the sun is going down. Oh my gosh, that freeze dryer is going to be amazing. Well, so interesting story. My friend, who is the leader of my local Weston A. Price chapter, she reached out to Cutting Edge Cultures to find out if we can get a wholesale account with them. And they were like, oh yes, we love WAPF. We'll give you a wholesale account, no problem. And they sent us their wholesale price list. They charge $16 for the wholesale of 4 little culture packets. And so when you sell it retail, it's like $30. Crazy. I was like, that's nuts. It cost them like 50 cents to make it. What the heck? So I was like, maybe I should just get a freeze dryer and make my own cultures and package them up myself and sell those at the thing. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. AB, how long should the carrot sticks take to ferment on the counter? I tasted after 8 days and it just tasted salty, not fermented. Whoa, that's interesting. So they didn't taste sour at all? Because usually it takes like 5 days max. You can leave it longer than that. Is your apartment really cold or something? It could, if your place is really cold, it could take longer. Did you do baby carrots or were they like whole carrots? You can't make your own kefir grains. You have to get a culture. They even tried to make them in like a scientific lab. They could not recreate them. They're all originated from the original kefir grains from the Caucasus Mountains. These are the epitome of ancient grains. They're all from the original mother. It is not something you can just create or grow at home, unfortunately. Almost done straining. Oh, my dough is going to be a pain to get out of the mixer. I know, it's crazy. It's very cool. It's not something that you can fake. Pretty powerful stuff. Not cold, or you used whole organic carrots cut into tall enough to fit the quart jar. Okay, so they should be doing the thing. Is the brine cloudy? Did you get any like bubbles in there at all? Did you wash the carrots? I usually don't wash my carrots. I probably should, but I don't wash them. Okay. Here we go. So here's my kefir grains. They look like cauliflower. I'm going to add them back into my jar. And then we will come back to give them milk in a second. I got to go check on this other stuff. All right. My dough is wrapping over the top, which I despise. It's not crazy sticky. It's sticking to my fingers a little bit, but not crazy sticky. They've probably been going for 10 minutes. Lots of bubbles. Did wash and dry them. Liquid is cloudy. So they're doing the thing. I would just let them sit longer. Those are all signs of fermentation. It sounds like they're doing it. I'd just give them another, keep an eye on them, check them every couple of days. The cucumbers were like 5 days. They were really fast. Yeah, bubbles and cloudy means that it is fermenting. It is doing the thing. You recommended buying them from Donna's Cultured Food Life website, right? Yeah. No, you don't need to buy more than one. You just buy... You're talking about buying kefir grains? I have extra kefir grains right now. If you want kefir grains, if you want to pay shipping, I will ship you some kefir grains. I have extras. All you have to pay is shipping. You don't have to pay $29 to Donna. I will hook you up, girl. Okay. Yeah, she has fantastic kefir grains. They're really, really good. All right, let's check the temperature. All right. My second ferment is still a dud. So dark, and one of the bottles is growing a SCOBY. Weird. Put more sugar in there. I checked my cucumbers and they were very acidic. Not good. Oh no. How long did they sit for? Yeah, DM me if you want kefir grains with your address. I have a couple extras that I can ship out tomorrow. 138. I think that would probably be okay. I'm going to test it. Make sure it doesn't leak out the bottom. Wow, that's really fast. That's fast for them to have gotten super sour. Yeah, my cukes were definitely ready at like 5 days. Did you put anything for tannins in there? Like a green tea or grape leaf or a bay leaf? Because that seems to help them not get mushy. Kefir grains tend to double in size in a week when they're happy, but it does take time for them to acclimate to a new environment. So it may take them a week or two to get used to your apartment before they start to do the thing. Let's see. I don't think it's leaking. That's going to be mine. Let me see. I think we're probably good, at least on the stuff that's in this container. Put 2 bay leaves and some mustard seeds. Bummer. You don't even want to eat them. They're too sour. So that's really fast for them to be super sour. Some people ferment their pickles for like months. I don't get how they make that work because they ferment it out really fast. I think we're good. I'm going to do one more just to make sure. So this is at 138 degrees now. Make sure it doesn't leak. Oh, no mushy and acidic. Wow. That's a bummer. Maybe the cukes were kind of bad. I ferment my sauerkraut for 2 weeks. your kefir grains are getting used to being cramped. Yeah, the change of environment can kind of shock them a little bit, so it just takes a little time for them to get acclimated. I think we're good. I think it's gonna be okay. Weird question. Does bacteria from kefir affect sourdough starter if they're side by side on the counter? I don't think the kefir affects the sourdough starter, but I think the sourdough starter can affect the kefir if you have an open lid on it. Girl, I've been doing this for a long time. Had to toss them. Dang, bummer. That sucks. You need some chickens so you can feed them to your chickens. My chickens are big fans of fermented foods. I think we're good. All right, I'm going to fill these up. Yeah, I've been making skincare things for a very long time. So I have accumulated a lot of tools. Oh yeah, a week in the USPS can definitely shock them. For sure, for sure. I'm wondering if that's why my kefir fermented so quickly some days. That is very possible. That is very possible. My sourdough starter lives in the refrigerator. It's only out for like 24 hours a week. So it doesn't really have a chance to impact my kefir. This is one of my favorite tools. This is called a confectioner's funnel. Stainless steel. I just had to order some more tubes today. Yeah, it'll take some time for it to start to grow. for sure. And it seems like the freeze-dried grains take longer to get going than the fresh grains. My dogs are fence fighting. Gonna have to go kick her off the fence. This was all the tubes that I had left. I was like, 25? That's all I have left? I ordered 200 more tubes today. Hey, we're not going out there to bark. That's not what we're doing. I'm gonna put you guys up here. All right. This is the hardest thing to pour out of without making a gigantic mess. Waste so much tallow stick because I can't pour without spilling everywhere. Okay. Let's see what the temp is on this. All right, that's still 150 on the top. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. We're gonna let it sit. Learned about that funnel from Shea Butter. Yes, I did. Going on vacation for 10 days and I want to continue to drink kefir. How to do this? Well, are you driving? Are you flying? What way are you traveling? Because that will change how I would do it. Are you going somewhere where you have access to a refrigerator? Flying? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you strain your kefir grains and put some of them in the refrigerator in a quart of fresh milk, and take a tablespoon of your kefir grains with no milk and just put them in like a Ziploc bag in your checked luggage. And then when you get there, go to the store and buy a gallon of fresh milk and like pack a jar with you and just start making it when you're there. And then when you're getting ready to leave again, strain it and strain it again, pack your grains back in your luggage and bring them back with you. Yes. She is of the woods. That thing's the best. She is, honestly, I love her. She's like my guru. I would love to go spend a week picking the brain of Miss April. She is the coolest. All right. Got my milk. I don't have my helpers tonight. I can't send them off to get milk for me. What time is that? Oh, I have not started making dinner yet. Okay. Yep, that's what I would do. Just bring them along. What's in Tennessee? That's fun. How long are you going? You said 10 days? My dogs are outside barking. Oh, they're on a cruising for a bruising out there. Oh, gosh, that lid is... There we go. Hold on, I'm going to go yell at the dogs. Hey! Get off the fence. Come on. Come on, get off the fence. You don't need to be barking at her. She's just minding her own business. You're out there yelling unnecessarily. So annoying. All right, got my milk for my grains here. Oh, let me package up some grains. I think we have 2 people who want some correcto. Let me pack some up for you ladies before I put this away. Tablespoon. I'm packing them and not an option. Is there a substitute like Greek yogurt? Oh, if packing them isn't an option, yeah, I mean, you could probably get store-bought kefir. You could also, if you wanted to, you could order the easy kefir from Cutting Edge Cultures. It's just a little packet, and then when you get there, you buy milk and add the easy kefir to it and let it sit for 24 hours. And then you'll have kefir. And then you can just reculture that by adding more milk to it. Like, you just don't drink all of it. Save some for the next day. Like, drink all but a cup and then add more milk to it. Ooh, that's, I didn't shake that yet. That is all cream. Yeah, you can pay Venmo, or I have Zelle, or you could do PayPal. Any of those things work. Totally fine. I just want to share the love. I think this stuff is severely overpriced. A lot of times you can find some locally and get them from them. But even then, like $12 for a teaspoon of kefir grains, that's how much this dairy was charging for kefir grains in Florida. $12. I'm like, $12 for a teaspoon of kefir grains? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I think that is super overpriced, personally. But then I think I paid $15, and it was literally like 10 kefir grains. It came in a little tiny container, and that was it. And they were so sad when I got them. And now they're growing and flourishing, and I'm sending them to people across the country for basically free. Yes, Dodie. Sorry about that. I didn't figure out how to ship grains before you got on this train. But it is what it is. Tis what it is. Yeah, it's like $30. But at least Cultured Food Life like sends a substantial amount of grains. They don't just send you 5 grains. Ridiculous. Stupid. And I just send them USPS. If you want them faster, I can send them like 2-day shipping. We can talk about it in DMs. I'm glad you're sharing them. Make it worth it. Stick it to the man. They're so valuable. Like, this is treasure to me. When I give this to someone, I'm like gifting you life. I am gifting you a new immune system. Like, that is powerful. I feel like I was meant to like share these with other people. It blows my mind how much people charge for it. Hey, Nene. Especially when it's so beneficial. Ugh, boggles the mind. All right. I have like 2 tablespoons of grains left in my extra kefir grains. So I'm going to feed these 2 cups of milk. I know I have one lady. I need to go get them. Yes, you should share. I'm going to go get my glasses. The sun just went down. Nene's the glasses, please. It is a good business model. I can't keep a plant alive. I'm determined but nervous. You'll be fine. It's not hard. It's not hard. They are very forgiving. Like, people worry that they're going to kill them. And I can tell you from the experience of my neglectful friend that they are much more resilient than you think. So my friend has kefir grains, and of course I gave them to her. She let them sit on the counter in the same milk for 7 days, just on the counter forgot about them. And she came back and strained them and fed them, and they were fine. So this is something that is very hard to mess up. The only thing that you could realistically mess up with milk kefir grains is if you accidentally switch your jars and blend them all into a smoothie. Like, that would be the worst thing. But other than that, yeah, it's just the sun like just went down. It's way more forgiving than you think. Yes, you can feed them every day, but if you forget them on the counter for a couple of days, it's not the end of the world. In fact, I think they probably like it on the counter a little longer. Oh, you want to see my sprouts? I'll show you. Bong. So these are broccoli sprouts. They've been in here for, I don't know, less than a week, like 4 or 5 days. I was going to give them a couple more days. They definitely leafed out now. I'm going to let them get a little bigger. And then these are fenugreek sprouts. They smell vaguely like maple syrup. Excited about those. And then the little peas that we did are over by the window, and they're starting to sprout too. Natalie is super excited about the peas. She likes those because she can get in there with the scissors and cut them. That was her favorite thing when I made sprouts. Okay, here's my breakfast for tomorrow. Here's one for Mr. Donovan. I've decided he's on the kefir whether he likes it or not. He's like, I don't care if you didn't ask for it. This is your breakfast. As a kid, we ate sprouts with tuna. Yeah, and a rice cake. That is yummy. I like those. I think they're good. They're particularly good with tuna. I agree. Yes, it smells a lot. It smells a lot like maple. Rice cakes are kind of yummy. They're like weird, but yummy. I've always liked them. I'm going to give these a little stir just to mix the culture in. Hey, Todd. And then I need to grab lids. So this will be my breakfast in the morning. Do you get the broccoli sprout seeds on Amazon? I have gotten broccoli sprout seeds on Amazon. These were actually from my neighbor, the one who works for Botanical Interests. There was a bunch of sprouting seeds in there. Put some lids on here. Let's see, oh, I need another wide mouth. All right. 1 quart of kefir. How much protein? That is like 38-ish grams of protein. It's not that he doesn't like kefir. He just doesn't ask for kefir. Not like Natalie does. But he was coughing the other day, and I was like, why are you coughing? Mister, why are you coughing? Is there a tickle in your throat? So he's like, it's track hack. I'm like, you haven't been running. Why are you coughing? He's like, I don't know. Like, all right, get in here. And I gave him some sauerkraut. I was like, here, eatable sauerkraut. And I gave him a jar of kefir. I was like, drink this kefir. He drank it. And then they woke up the next morning. And I was like, drink this kefir. And he drank that kefir. Boom, cough is gone. So that's awesome. Awesome. Okay, we got stuff to do, but we started doing other stuff. All right, on to the next thing. Let me rinse this off really quick before it gets gross. These need to go over on the counter. It is magic. It's a powerful, powerful tool. All right. Put the milk away. And we are going to go back out to the other room where it is dark now and pour the rest of my sticks. I am actually considering asking my husband to bring something home because we don't have kids tonight and I'm not feeling particularly motivated. So I think I'm just going to have him bring something in. I was going to make chicken, but I'm liking the idea of not cooking. Oh, let me check the temperature on this. Yep, 130. Great. So I'm going to finish filling these. My neighbor's dog is barking very loudly. Seriously? You don't need to bark. You hear that other dog barking and it's making you want to bark. You don't need to bark right now. I know. You're being very noisy. Is there a decent store-bought kefir? Are they all crap? There is a couple that I have seen, but I can't guarantee where you could find them. That's the only sucky thing. One lady sent me one. She was out in North Carolina and it was made with kefir grains. So that one was okay, but I would have to fish out the name of it. I don't have it handy. But most of them are crap. If it doesn't say made with live kefir grains, it's fake. Alexander made in Crescent City, California. Yeah, there was just one this lady sent me. She said, I found this one at the store, and it actually said made with milk kefir grains, and it had like 30 to 50 cultures, like it said all the right things on it. So that one's probably legit, but if it just says 4 strains on it, then it's not real kefir. Okay, I need to do lip balms. Still don't think it's as good as the home. Yeah, the home one, the raw milk kefir from the store that they sell is kind of, it's not even hardly fermented at all. So you could buy that one and like leave it out on the counter for another day and it might be more fermented, but it is not very fermented. Holly in here, she tried to leave out second ferment some Life Away kefir and it did not do the thing. I'm doing lip balms now, so I have to like actually focus on what I'm doing because it takes a lot less to fill it. And if I overfill it, it makes a giant mess. So I do these in the big stick size. It's like 2.2 ounces. And then I do the small size. Ugh. No, you can't see what I'm doing. Here, I could turn you. What's going on with my chickens? They're like fighting each other. Takes a little focus to fill these up. One thing I don't have a ton of is hand-eye coordination. I'm not gifted in that field. I feel like these could be a little fuller. Put a little more in there. That one's a little low. There we go. There we go. I have a friend who, she hit me up. She was like, hey, I need a tallow stick. And I was like, okay. She told me when she picked it up, she goes, my husband discovered your tallow stick lip balms and he keeps stealing them out of my purse. And she goes, and then he found the big one and he stole the big one out of the bathroom. Oh my God. I'm like, what's he even using it for? So funny. But it's unscented, so it's not like it's a super girly thing. Dudes can use it too. She said, and you should pour some more and bring them to my son's birthday party. Because there's people there who are going to want to buy him. I'm like, okay. I'm making it. Reluctantly making it. Because it is a fantastic product. I am obsessed with it myself, so I understand. Here we go. I don't like doing the lip balms as much because it's a pain in the butt to label them. And I have to be very precise. But they are like the best lip balm ever. How much is left in here? There's actually a lot left in here. I get my tallow from a local butcher. Yeah, is it an ADHD thing? Family Farmstead. It's made a reel with kefir grains. This is the Vanessa said was good. Oh, you're in, is that MA? Is that Massachusetts? So I'm not sure if you have access to it. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Family Farmstead? Not familiar. Is that, you should send me their reel. There's a lot more people getting on the fermenting train. One of my ladies that I follow, she's like a health guru too. She does health stuff. Oh God, I just overfilled 2 of them. Focus. All right, I still have a bunch in here. I need to get out more chopstick tubes. Fill this up a little more. Need to get out more tubes. Here we go. I had sent you the labels a couple weeks ago. Oh, yeah. Hey, you're in Colorado? Oh, you're asking for your mom you're in Colorado too? You should come over. You should come over. She was shook over her booch. So the place I get my tallow is actually a meat processing place. So people bring their cows there and they butcher them for them and like process everything. So they save me their tallow and they grind it up for me. My friend's husband owns it. So they're up in Greeley. Yeah, you should come over. Where are you in Colorado? I'm always down to hang. I like having people over. I'm down for a hangout. You're probably far. Are you up in the mountains or something? It seems like how it always is. Every time I make a friend on here, Parker, yes, you're like an hour away. So you just have to like plan a whole day to come up and hang out. Just like pick a day. Come over. And come spend the day with me. That way you're not driving an hour for like 30 minutes. It's not close. I'm in Thornton, so you're legitimately a whole hour from me. which isn't terrible if there's no like babies screaming at you. Well, at least I'll be stocked up on the little sticks for a bit. I should go grab... Yes! I'm down. I'm down to hang. You bring stuff with you to make things. I'll send you home with all kinds of cultures. Make whatever you want. I could teach you how to make soap. We could do, so many fun things. I love having friends over. That's like the spice of life. All right, let's see if I fill all of these. I'm feeling hopeful. What's the closest subway station to you? We don't even have subways up here. We have light rails. Okay. Well, slide into my DMs, sis. We'll plan something. I am so down for that. Super down to hang. Okay. This is like almost too set up now. It's starting to turn into a Vaselina. Would totally love to hang out, but you're 13 hours away. Yeah, that's one of those, like, you just have to plan a whole weekend. I've talked about it with my friend Misha on here. I'm like, just come over. Like, tell me what weekend you're coming. I have a guest room. I will put you up. We can hang out. My husband would be like, there's strangers here again. I'm like, they're not strangers to me. They're just strange to you. All right, so when this gets too thick, I try to scrape as much out as I can into the little confectioner's funnel. And then I will go pop it in the oven to remelt everything into it so that I can put more into the chapstick tubes. Because it has officially thickened. Yeah, Yaya's coming up. I don't know what day yet, but she says she's going to come over. My friend moved to Florida. She's in town. So hopefully she'll come by. It's my birthday weekend, so gonna hang out. I'm going up to a friend's house this weekend in Evergreen. We're going to go for a little hike, and then I'm getting pictures done on Saturday. I need a headshot. Whoop! Shit, I overfilled it. I need a headshot for my WAPF thing. So I'm going to wash my hair and get cute for that. I got to pick out an outfit. I don't know what I'm going to wear. But I figure that'll probably be my headshot for the next couple of years. So I should probably make it worth it. Yay, thank you. I'm going to be 41. All right, this is too thick. So this is going into the oven. I'm going to rescue this stuff that I spilled earlier because it is still good. My table is clean. Just scrape it up and we'll melt it down and add it to this. There we go. We rented a Verbo in Evergreen a couple of years ago. Ooh, over Christmas break. That sounds fun. I don't get up to the mountains very much. I am not a big mountain person. I live in Colorado and I am not really a fan of the mountains. So, 'tis what it is. Everyone's like, what are you talking about? How do you not love the mountains? I'm like, the roads suck. There's a lot of traffic. It's like 2-lane traffic. It's scary. Most people don't know how to drive. There's lots of reasons to hate the mountains. I'm not a winter sports person. I'm not a big fan of barreling down hills. So, I mean, what is there for me in the mountains? Nothing. It's not my thing. Yeah, I don't even like them. Yeah, your mountains aren't like our mountains. Your mountains are smaller. Our mountains are big and scary. Oh, I'm gonna set you guys down. Hold on. Okay, put that in the oven for a little bit. Can't believe you are hiking. I don't love hiking, but that was her suggestion. She was like, we could go ice skating, but then now that it's March, she said the ice skating is not really an option anymore. The pond is too thawed. I'm gonna wash my hands. So no ice skating, which is fine by me because I don't really care for ice skating either. I'm just not a big cold weather sports person. And she said it's not even, we're not doing like a hard hike. You have Mount Whitney. I don't know what that means. Is that like 16,000 feet? Like, what is that? You have to remember, I'm very bad at geography. We have Pikes Peak. I know that one's big. I'm not particularly, like, you don't, your neighborhood looks like hills. It doesn't look like mountains. Tallest in the U.S. Okay. I think we just have more tall ones. Oh, Dodie, my phone's about to die here in like minutes. So if you guys want to go over and see her, have at it. I've got to plug into my charger before I have like 17%. We're in the foothills, but like 20. Oh, I see. California. I need my scraper. I'm going to just transfer this. You're plugged into the wall right now. Nice. Don't hold on to it. It's full of EMFs when it's plugged into the wall. All right. Mine has to be plugged into my microphone when I'm talking to you guys. Otherwise, it will die. You won't be able to hear me. It would suck. Not perfect for live streaming if you can't hear what I'm saying. But I'm almost done anyway. I'm just going to get this bread transferred. And that'll be it for me for the night. I still have to text my husband and see if he wants to pick up dinner. What time is it? He has not told me he's coming home yet. Your phone's at 28%. 26%. Yeah. Mine's at like 13. So I am definitely on borrowed time right now. Borrowed time. But it's kind of a good thing. Otherwise, I would be on live stream for like way too long. Yeah, I'm at 14%. Where do you get food from? He'll probably stop at Good Times. Is about the only fast food-ish place that we will get food from. So I always order a Big Daddy bacon cheeseburger because they have like good quality meats without a bun. I get it lettuce wrapped, and then I get it with no sauce because the sauce is seed oils. But the Big Daddy has like 8 strips of bacon and 2 hamburger patties and tomatoes and lettuce wrapped. It's pretty delicious. So I eat that, and he still eats like shit because that's what men who are married to crunchy women do. I think they just disregard everything that we tell them and do whatever they want anyway. You know, like they do. He's like, I'm going to have the biggest burgers with the bun and an ice cream. Like, whatever. It's fine. Like, don't complain about me, about yourself being fat. It is really good. I like it. I like the Big Daddy bacon cheeseburger. So that's what I do. And it's fairly clean. I don't eat the French fries. I don't eat, the cheese curds or any of that stuff. I just have my burger. It's about the only place that we will pick up from. Other than that, I'll still go out to get Indian food because I love Indian food. And we'll still go out to get pho occasionally. Hey, Carrie, you're just catching the tail end here. About to get off because my phone's going to die. I'm going to do a really quick coil fold on my sourdough. Really super quick. So coil fold is just where you grab it underneath and lift it up and fold that under. And that helps to build structure. Just like that. And then I'm going to let that sit on the counter for the whole night. And then tomorrow morning I will shape it and bake it. And that's it. Super, super easy. All right, guys, I'm going to get off because my phone's going to die. I will post the replay. This will be 4 loaves, roughly, maybe a little more. So it'll start off, see here, it's right around this mark. Tomorrow it'll be busting the lid open. It gets really full really fast. Yes, yes. All right. Good night, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.